Whenever you're ready, make sure you press the button and identify yourself for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. Thank you so much for having me. For the record, my name is Nathan Noble, Nathan Noble. I'm currently a freshman at the University of Nevada, Reno, and I'm also an intern for Assemblywoman Anderson. But today, I want to speak to you only on behalf of myself, my own experiences, and my own life. I am also a proud product of the Washoe County School District. And, you know, looking back on my education, I've gained a bit of a new perspective. An education that recently ended when I, like the rest of my peers, was sent into quarantine in early 2020. In quarantine, I had a lot of time to do nothing. And so, I binged HBO's Watchmen. The first scene in that show depicts the Tulsa Massacre. As depicted, it was brutal, horrific, and violent. And also the first time I had ever heard about that. There are so many things like that that I'd never even been exposed to. I was never taught about Charles Hamilton Houston, or about Cesar Chavez, or Chief Red Horse, or Japanese internment. Now the point is not about any of these ones individually, but that together they form an incomplete view of the past. Now, it's at this point that I should mention this is not the fault of Nevada's teachers. On the contrary, all of my teachers were fantastic. But it is still a problem nonetheless. It doesn't come from a character flaw of the students. Some of the brightest and most curious of my peers were still completely blindsided by this. It's not even about what's in the textbooks. It's about what isn't there. I believe we can do better. This brings me to AB 261. Personally, I like it because of its flexibility, universal applicability, and innovative solution to the problem of financing. But most of all, I like that this bill is built around the core beliefs that the diversity of our state must be reflected in the material we teach to our students, and that a multiplicity of perspectives is essential for true learning. This bill, for me, is a no-brainer. It costs nothing, both fiscally and morally. And chief amongst its innumerable benefits, it provides recognition for a whole new generation of Nevadans who will for the first time get to see themselves reflected in our common history. After all, how can we expect students to succeed and navigate the challenges of life if we do not prepare them for the diversity of our modern world? If we expect high performance, we must set high standards. And, as any homeowner can tell you, a strong house must have a strong foundation. Similarly, real success must be built on real understanding. For these reasons that I urge you in the strongest possible terms to support AB 261. Not for me or any of the people who will be graduating, but for the people who come next, for the next generation of students. There is no knowledge. There is no middle ground between ignorance and truth. There is no compromise between knowledge and a lack thereof. And today, committee members, you must choose which side our state will stand on. Thank you for allowing me to speak. I yield my time.
Thank you very much. All right.